Hello, everybody. My name is Skeletormandee, and welcome back to the Warframe Iron Man. Last time, we went ahead and got the Exceltra, the Icarius, a Void Rig, the Mausolon, and we're crafting Gauss. Gauss isn't done yet. We got hoed. Just when I thought mining couldn't get any better, they decided to slap that I needed Eidolon gems from the plains of Eidolon, and for whatever reason, I was gonna swear, you have to be rank 4 with them to get the blueprints for him. So that was just such a great surprise. I'm glad I picked doing him on a whim. Anyway, we do have a lot of good stuff though. Exceltra is very good. The Icarius are good, but we don't have. Let's be real. We didn't waste any archon reactors. We also got our Necromech. Yes, he is leveled. I took advantage of the double XP weekend to just crank this out. Why are you green? The Necromech, I'm not going to do like a little demonstration of what it does. We already did that. We played the Heart of Deimos. So, but the Mausolon. Oh, we did put a reactor on this thing, and we're going to be making good use out of this. It's just, to me, one of the easiest fucking arc guns to use. All you have to do is craft your Necromech and boom, get access to this thing. And it's just, it's so fucking good. So, we might invest in this a little more. It's that worth it. I know, investing in an arc gun. Crazy. Oh shit. That's pretty nuts. For now, just know that it exists. So what are we doing this week, though? That is the question. I have a plan. Well, not really. But I have a strategy for how we're gonna pick what we're doing this week. Good old-fashioned RNG. Oh! Alright, so, yes, we're leaving everything on the table. The wheel will decide. Just to, name some names of the frames we're gonna try to get. Got Mesa, Saren, Harrow, Revenant, Khora, Limbo, Atlas, Octavia, Protea, and Nidus. These are all frames that we have access to that are a little bit more involved than doing a planetary boss, farming an assassinate 3 times. So, big money. I am hoping out of everybody on this list, I don't know, who's the worst? Nidus? Saren? Because I'm going to have to do fucking arena? Oh yeah, it's got to be Saren. The rest of these are whatever. Maybe Khora, but who knows. Anyway, let her rip. We have to do Sanctuary Onslaught. Who would be best for this that we have? I think when I did it as Volt, didn't I? Shit, we just keep going. I think I used a Capitits build too, just to get shields at the end. This is how we're gonna go. I think we winged it once. We'll surely do it again. And before we start this, I do want to see something. Oh, Khora systems. This is one of 2 pieces from Rotation C. That's a goddamn blessing. Do I want to Forma my Zorus again? Oh, I don't ever think I showed off how we got this this ribbon with the 20 rolls on it. Oh, my bad. Yeah, I should probably do that now.
Flashback.
We can buy weekly ribbons! Boom. Melee. Boom. Rifle. Holy shit. Now, ribbons are mods that are pretty sick. Right now, this one's veiled, and what that means is that we can't see what it's for. We're gonna do this. We're gonna put this on our weapon. We get this challenge. This is actually kind of really easy. Oh yeah, actually, this is really easy. Hold on. So now we have to do this challenge for our awesome rifle ribbon, and it's gonna be pretty fucking easy because if we just come into here, let's do a capture mission real quick. Alright, I had to jump into a different mission because I forgot to put on a pet for our challenge. But now, if we sustain a ×6 multiplier for 30 seconds with our melee, we'll complete our awesome challenge and get to see what we get a ribbon for. Because it's going to roll every rifle in the game and determine which one it wants to be for. Alright, we did it! Woohoo! Alright, now... Yeah, so, roll the random weapon, and, we're never gonna use this goddamn thing in our life. But, if we wanted to, hey! Electricity and crit damage. And it does have a prime. But, if we wanted to get real feisty, we could open all of these other ribbons, and then, use one of the ribbon transmuters that we got. We'd be able to select 4, use that, and then converge it into 1. but obviously we're not going to do that right now. So this is the hull. We got the Cedo, that's pretty alright. The rest of these are fucking poop. So that's why we're going to go ahead and transmute all of them into a melee ribbon. Alright, gamers, it's all led up to this. The melee ribbon that is going to save my interest in ribbons. Oh, how it feels to be lucky for once. What's the disposition? Oh, okay, so, to determine how good a ribbon can or cannot be, we can take a look at its ribbon disposition. The more dots that are filled in means the higher stats you can get on the ribbon. That being said, the Zorus that we have landed with has a whopping flopping 1. The benefits you can get from this are pretty low. However, this is the Zorus. This thing is awesome. You could get, like, base electricity on your ribbon, and, you know, maybe we're cooking. In fact, even though we can't use it because it required Master Rank 13, this is perfect, because I wouldn't feel bad about doing this. We can cycle our ribbon with Kuva. So as we can see, those stats are pretty fucking worthless. Range doesn't affect our explosions. Attack speed is not important. And puncture, this thing needs to do electricity or bust. So let's cycle it. Alright, this would be kind of cool if we had crit chance. But or no toxin. I don't like that. I want this thing to just be base electricity, nothing more.
End of flashback.
Welcome back, gang. I'm sure you enjoy ribbons just as much as I don't. That ribbon is good, but I just don't like them. Anyway, Samir's time. I'm gonna be sick, is what I would say, but we're not doing Elite Sanctuary Onslaught. Then I'll be real fucking sick. Just the normal one, please. Now, I have already done this before. We've done a run of a Sanctuary Onslaught, but I'm still going to include probably the first one. We'll do 2 rounds, and we'll be bouncing in between rewards. Khora is a very good Warframe. Very good melee frame. Spam out the whip. That's going to be sick. Also, you get 2 companions for the price of 1. So good. Sanctuary Onslaught. I loathe this game mode. I'm sure you guys can deduce why that is. Braton Vandal, Leto Vandal, absolute bitches. In fact, it's such a fucking bitch. One of the only weapons I don't have on my main account is the Braton Vandal, among other things. But the reason I bring that up is because I've actually... I tried to get the Braton Vandal because... Shit, that's a flex. That's a flex weapon. And it's just, I can't get it to drop, man. I need, what, just like the stock or something? One of the final Rotation C rewards? 2% drop chance. Insane. But we're not here for that, no. We're here for the much more reasonable Khora. At worst, we have an 8% chance to get one of the pieces on Rotation A or C, or A or B. 6 waves for Rotation B. The second and fourth are Rotation A. So we have very good chances of making it out okay. I might need to calm down because I'm not looking at what our crafting requirements are. I'd have to scroll down on the wiki page a little bit. As long as we don't have to mine some arbitrary shit, we should be able to be fine. And we might be able to jump into something else. But for now, we'll see. So we're looking for Khora's chassis, blueprint, and helmet. That's all we need. Was the last time I touched Sanctuary Onslaught, were we just like about to do or already starting on arbitrations? Because the power we got from those is actually fucking insane. Haven't touched them since I got the melee mods, by the way. I always tell myself when I get a resource booster, that's the time to strike. And then every time I get a resource booster, I'm like, that's crazy. I don't give a shit. Arbitrations are so numbing when you don't have resource booster or people to spawn enemies. But, you know, we're going to have to get Grendel at some point. I always tell myself that. The timeline for that is going to be... I'm just going to do the tried and true method of using Wisp, which means we have to get Wisp before we get Grendel. And that's going to come shortly after we do the Sacrifice quest, because I want to keep that grind kind of around where it's lore relevant. That just happens to be after the Sacrifice quest, which we'll probably do in, like, 3 episodes or something. I don't know. You know who we gotta get before we do that quest though? Excalibur. Those who know, see what we get. Nice and easy Khora piece. Oh, we got one more shot. It's all good. Except, I don't really have much to say right now. You know what that means? We're gonna jump in every time we get rewards. God damn it, I zoned out. We got the Khora chassis. This is both good and bad. Because if there is any piece we'd want to save for the end, it's the one that we'd have the quickest amount of time to pull up on again. But that's fine. Hey, let's not be whiny bitches. Am I right? That's like all I do. We gotta keep it going. Rotation B starts at Zone 6. And from there, only good things are gonna happen. Poo-poo doo-doo for Zone 6. On to Zone 8. And we got hoed. I'm absolutely kidding. You know, at this rate, we get one piece a run. It's 4 runs. That's not bad at all. Khora chassis. Epic. And we also have the Exceltra 1 level away. That's good XP, honestly. We couldn't use this thing past, like, Wave 6 because the enemies were armored and too tanky. And I have Serration on that bitch and nothing else. So, you know, this is pretty good XP. I wish I had something to level, and I probably should. You're a rat bastard, Gauss. Oh! Going into the next one. Okay, I didn't think recording the first 4 rounds anymore was going to be notable at all because we got the Khora piece. But, back to back, we got both of the Captura scenes. There's only 2 that we could get from the first rotation. 9% drop chance, and we got them both back to back. Anyway, back jamming. Meso relic. Oh yeah, we had the rotation C, baby. Relic. All right, another 8 zoner. Let's see what we get. And there it is, the Khora blueprint. Thank God. Now we just gotta run 6ers. I went through the fucking portal again, and then we're done. Oh, now I gotta wait. Alright, what's surely the final run right here. Watch this, Khora. Well, at least we get to quit now at 6 instead of 8. God damn it. Bruh. Alright, we are done getting all of Khora's components. And now all that's left is the crafter. So let's do that. Oh my, what the fuck? Kavat genetic codes? Oh, we are back on Deimos, on my favorite capture node. We are crippled as shit, and we're going to be getting these Kavat segments, if we can find wild Kavats. Now, the reason I have humbled myself down to 139 shields, 92 health, is because we have all the keys on, because we are still missing Magnum Force, which is a mod we can get from the Corrupted Vaults here. So, you know, I might as well double task if I'm forced to be back here. Honestly, too soon. Alright, so what we're looking for here, other than the Oricon Vault door, is that we are looking for wild Kavats. They're just lollygagging around invisible right now. We need to scan them in order to get the... Oh, here we go. Oh, we got one. Perfect. Oh, there's more. Alright, so it isn't guaranteed that we get a genetic code on every scan. I don't know off the top of my head, but my brain is leading me to believe that it's a 10% chance. At least we're gonna get cleansed of our debuffs. Woo-hoo. Let's see what we get. Should have known. A good run. Twofer. And a mod that I don't care about. Dude, I wasn't gonna record this one because we didn't get any Kavat codes. But there it fucking is, dude. Magnum Force. Alright. I do believe that is the last one that we need. I said that last time. We got, what was it, narrow-minded? And I needed this piece of shit. But I do think that's all 24. I'm gonna double check real quick. I'll be right back. I was doing some freak-ass fucking, like, checking it off. And I totally forgot that I could just, like, come into our codex and just check real quick. Yes, gamers, we did it. We got all of the or it can vault mods. Which, honestly, fuck whatever excitement about getting Khora done. This is the real fucking Herculean task that we have just completed. It's just so tedious to get. You want to know how many times it took us in total? 88 runs. If the drop chance for a particular mod is 1 in 24, do the math. I can't be fucked too. I just know that I am so glad to never have to worry about that again. And now I'm honestly just gonna skip to when we have all of the Kavat segments because. Alrighty, fellas, mission success. We did it. We got Khora. That's actually a great checklist thing because Sanctuary Onslaught sucks. God, I can't wait to do Elite Sanctuary Onslaught, but that's not going to be for a while. Gauss still isn't done, and I feel like it would be a shame to not include him this week, so the final portion of this video is going to be, we're going to craft Gauss, we're going to do the breakdown on him, what he does, and then we're going to do, I don't know, probably like a 10-minute survival on the Venus Proxima, see if we can get Ash systems. But I gotta wait till tomorrow, so bedtime, oh yeah.
The next day.
We're here in the simulacrum today to show off Gauss, and my god, is there 3 million things I have to talk about. For showcase purposes, this is the build. I have to give a disclaimer. I'm gonna try to get everything that's in Gauss's kit, but I can't guarantee it. Anyway, let's start with the passive. You see that bar on the right side? That's our battery bar. The more we move, the higher it goes. And this is very important to our kit. Once we have that full, we're going to be getting a passive shield recharge rate and shield delay reduction. This recharge delay and recharge rate is absolutely nuts. It's kind of better than fast deflection, which is crazy for a passive because fast deflection is a very good mod, but you know, just having that passively is pretty nice. But this battery also affects goddamn near every ability in his kit, so keep that in mind. Anyway, our first ability. Yeah! This sprint is just goddamn fun. It's probably the funnest part of his kit. We just go fast. When we slam into things, you see it does a little shockwave. That does slash damage. What this ability is great for, though, is it's a very good way to get energy for his passive. So now if we have no passive battery buildup, boom. You can see it's going by much faster, and immediately upon activating it, we get 10% to the battery gauge. We'll be coming back to Mach Rush because it has more synergies with his kit, if you would believe it, but for now, just know, it go fast. We go bang thing. Up next is kinetic plating. Boom. We have damage reduction now, but not only do we have damage reduction, that would be too little. This is also energy economy. We come up here, you see every time we take damage, it's converting that into energy. You can see the shield recharge delay really kicking in that recharge rate. This is pretty saucy, if you ask me. But that is not where kinetic plating ends. It has more to it, but we'll come back to it. Up next, thermal sunder. Come down here. Boom. Fire. Boom. Cold. And in this tiny little section of the Venn diagram we created before they shrunk, blast damage. If we come up to here, first one is going to apply cold, and if we cast it again but we hold it this time, it'll do fire. And if we cast both fire and ice, do ice and then fire, it does blast damage, and it also armor strips. Now, this ability can be used to manipulate his battery gauge too. Every time you cast it with heat, it's going to deplete your battery gauge. But if we were now to cast cold, it's going to refill our battery gauge. And now on to the ability that brings his entire kit together, Redline. The amount of bonuses this gives us is insane, so bear with me. First things first is we can overcharge our passive bar. We just sprint around a bit. We're going to go 100%. And what that's going to do for us is it's going to make all of our bonuses we get from Redline crazy. Of the things it lists in the ability screen, we've got increased fire rate, attack speed, reload speed, casting speed, area damage, which you saw with the little rockets coming out of us. But guys, it doesn't end there. What's so fun about Gauss is how Redline pairs with all of his abilities and how all of his abilities pair with each other. The first thing I want to get out of the way is that if we were to put down the thermal sunder thing and we were to Mach Rush through it and blast, it's going to apply that damage effect on our charge. It's hard to show it, but believe me, if we come in here in the ability screen, we'll go to tips, right there. Believe me, please. We'll quickly just go over bonuses we get while redlining, because there's 1,000. Alright, tremble in the power of my bow staff. 53 damage non-crit. Now if we redline, we get some battery charge. We hit this guy, boom, 77. Now why is that? When you're redlining and you have kinetic plating active, you get bonus melee damage, depending on what your battery level is. Also while you're redlining, your Mach Rush consumes less energy for being active. And while you have kinetic plating, you have a higher chance, or maybe you just do more slash procs while Mach Rushing. Not that you're really using this to kill things, it's really finicky, and we'll use it in our survival that we're about to do. It's tough. There really is just a lot of moving parts to Gauss's kit, so I apologize if I didn't do the best job showing him off. Gauss is very strong. He's not one of my favorite Warframes personally because Mach Rushing is so sad indoors, but he's very effective, and it's a good thing we picked him up. Now, let me go over to the build. Now, I did just want to make him a boring duration strength kind of guy, but we also do want a little bit of range. I'm not going to opt for helmeting over any of his abilities, just because the best way to showcase him is to use all of his abilities that flow together. But I'll briefly explain what we've got on here. We've got Sprint Boost. This is probably one of 2 Warframes that we'll use this on. And all this is doing is giving us sprint speed. What this equates to is more battery charge. Because having max battery, or highest possible battery on Gauss, is very important to his kit. So we want to maintain as high as a battery as we can at all times. Then, it's pretty standard from here. We've got more shields because his shields are very tanky, especially with the bonus recharge rate and recharge delay. We have Aegis too, because if this procs with our fat fucking shield, we'll never die unless we get annihilated by a toxin proc, which is very likely. Anti-toxin proc moment. We have a little bit of range for thermal sunder if we want to use that for armor stripping or just doing heat damage. Could be very good for that. And then equilibrium, so I can maintain energy. I probably don't need equilibrium. In fact, yet again, I'm going to swap that out to flow, just so we have an energy reserve, because kinetic plating is probably going to be doing the heavy lifting for us. As long as we're not spamming out thermal sunders like crazy, I think we can maintain, 150 we have to use every 46.2 seconds. We'll be fine. We've got Fury here too, just because, and then our 2 auger mods if we want to shield gate with thermal sunder, which I don't think we'll need to, but it's an option. And before we go into our mission, I do just want to quickly explain that he has passive effects on his guns, specific to him. Come in here for the Acceltra. Oh, yeah, I don't have plans on keeping this thing for long. Can you tell? Its unique trait is that you get 25% reload speed while sprinting, and that bonus is doubled while wielded by Gauss. And if we come over to the Carius, we've got 50% reload speed while sprinting. Bonus is doubled while wielded by Gauss. These weapons do have fat reload timers, so it is pretty important. And just because I'm going to show them here and never use them again, this is the Acceltra. It shoots little micro rockets. And this is the Acarius. It shoots little micro rockets. You saw that fat reload time? Let's burn all the rockets again. And look at how fast that was now. Oh yeah. How slow is it normally? Dookie. Okay, but enough yapping about him. Let's go use him. Alright, I changed my mind. We're not doing a survival, we're doing a defense. The only reason is because defenses have the same drop chance for the Ash systems, and we can do it a lot faster. God, the 3-wave change is so much better. Anyway, Gauss, what we want to do is we want to have redline and kinetic plating on at all times, which is a bit tough because we don't have a lot of energy right now. So maybe a survival actually would have been more on pace to show him off, but I don't want to do a 10-minute survival right now. Shit, your boy might even do 3 waves if the game finally wants to give us these damn systems. You know what I'm saying? What I have planned next week, I think Gauss will be a perfect fit for, so we'll get plenty of playtime in him. That's also why I decided putting a reactor on him was a good idea. It's totally not for a funny mock rush clip. I needed more space. No, it couldn't be. Thermal Sunder. That's good damage. Alright, let's Thermal Sunder. Huh! Oh my god. Huh! I hit this fucking nullifier. This is so catastrophically bad. Alright, here we go. Ash systems. These have like a 14% drop chance, by the way. And we've done a lot of rotation A's. I don't know how they keep ducking me. What we have in store for the next 2 episodes, though, is going to be pretty tight. We need to get a certain event that's been coming back and forth 3,000 times done. And that's going to be, what is the operation called? Buried Debts? Thermal Fractures on Venus? Yeah, we're going to be doing that for the Amalgam mods. And I guess the Opticore Vandal, but I'm not really doing it for that thing. I'm sorry. And then, that's going to segue into the next episode after that, which is going to be a little bit of Exploiter Orb, which I think is really ironic considering when I was getting the gems for Gauss, I said nobody would fucking do Exploiter for gems, and then I lied. I'm going to go do that. I was capping. We were that guy, but it's going to be exciting. I like the Exploiter Orb fight, so, you know, it's nice that we get to do it again. I also like the Warframe that drops from that. For the future, though, if you guys have any requests for what grinds you'd like to see me do before we move on to our next era of progression, I guess, let me know. I whipped out the wheel today because, honestly, there's nothing I really felt inclined to do, so I chose at random. But if you guys want to see something in particular, you know, let me know. I'd probably do it if that's what somebody wants to see. But anyway, let's get these Ash systems. I said chassis. We're not going to get it now. Alright, we're going to end here by our Articulate collection that I forgot to show off. And my floof. I worked hard to get that, okay? Thank you guys for watching the Warframe Iron Man. My name has been Skeletormandee. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you dislike the video, do that too. I see it. If you like the Warframe Iron Man and want to see more, consider subscribing. I upload weekly, every Tuesday at 1 p.m. I will never miss it unless I do. Gonna hit 52 weeks, and then we'll see. Stay tuned for the next one. We'll be doing thermal fractures. I'll see you then. Thank you all for watching. Mwah! Oh, there we go. Okay. It's time. Go! On shit. Yeah!